Kumaran Pediachi from EO South Africa, and you watching EOtv.
Welcome to EOtv. I'm Andrea Collins.
And I'm Randall Mauricio. This is your weekly Entrepreneurs Organization webcast.
This week, we hear from author Beth Zimmerman, who has great ideas that will help you price your product or service.
Yeah, that can be a challenging task. Also, we hear from Rob Simmons from EO San Antonio, who had an idea that raised $50,000 for a very worthy cause.
We'll also hear from Mark Eaton from EO Cleveland and Mark Eaton.
Mark Eaton, I love that guy. Mark recently spoke at EO's Arizona University, and he has our tip of the week. Well qualified.
Let's get it started. Pricing a product or service is one of the most challenging issues for entrepreneurs. You can charge too much and no one will buy, but if you charge too little, customers might perceive your product as unworthy and buy from your competitor instead. Accelerator New York participant Beth Zimmerman has seen her share of many pricing proposals. She has identified 6 key variables that B2B and consumer companies should weigh when determining the right price for their product or services. It's easier to trigger a purchase and a higher price if your clients believe they need what you're providing or selling. Before every client engagement, ask yourself what other solutions clients think exists in the market. Once you identify the other options, present your company as the more distinctive and reasonable choice. Maybe through a survey incentive program or by polling your clients. Nothing shows how clients perceive value like having them put a dollar sign on your work. If your market and clientele don't see the best things you have to offer early in the relationship, they'll probably go elsewhere to get what they need. Find a good source. When purchasing products or services for your own business, make sure to have a referral or a recommendation from a trusted third party. Lastly, remember that all these variables work together to create a good pricing model. In Beth's experience, using these 6 variables together take the guesswork out of pricing so you can secure fees that are both right for your clients and profitable for your business.
In this week's Spotlight, Mark D'Agostino from EO Cleveland shares how he competes with some of the biggest office supplies organizations on the planet. How, you ask? Well, providing a valued service, not just product.
My name is Mark D'Agostino. I own a company called DeBald Business Products, and we started in business about 8 years ago. I purchased another company that was almost 60 years old, and we combined them. And we do office supplies, and we compete against the giants like Staples, Office Depot, who is an EO sponsor, and Office Max. And we specialize in service that we work with companies, with their purchasing managers, owners, administrators to lower their costs by the way we present the program to them so that they lower their costs and how they purchase things overall within a system. So we put a program in place instead of always focusing on price.
Hope and opportunity are the driving forces behind successful entrepreneurs, and many business owners have discovered that growing your business is important, but helping others is imperative. EO San Antonio member Rob Simmons recently helped plan a community outreach event with his EO chapter. Rob shares how to set up a community outreach for your company and why it's important to give back. So Rob, how did the community outreach event impact you? Was there any take-home value for you personally?
Well, personally, this has been a very rewarding year. I've been in leadership for several years within EO San Antonio, and when I took over as president, I was quite nervous, but the board that I have around me just had a tremendous amount of vision and aspired to really make a difference. And one of the things that came out of the board planning and summit was an idea to be more relevant in the community. We found a great charity that we were very proud to support. Ended up raising over $50,000.
So how can you use the same model of community outreach to impact your business?
You know, here at Toolbox, we've always been very involved with specific charities. You know, I think as business owners, we have to remember that it's really the community around us that ultimately feeds our business, whether it's the employees, the environment for their family, or our clients who are bringing us business. So giving back to the community is definitely part of our everyday core.
Do you think that an outreach can be used to motivate your employees?
every one of the employees that I sent to the event, it was one of their few experiences to kind of get the once-in-a-lifetime event experience that we have become so accustomed to in EO. And all my employees came back and just said that was just an amazing event, and they're still talking about it today.
Rob, what types of community outreach or team building exercises would you recommend for other companies?
Well, I think the number one thing I've learned over the years is you have to get your employees involved to begin with. We've supported in the past the Nature Conservancy of Texas because it's protecting the land and the environment around us. But these have all been ideas that have come up from the employees. And so that's something that I would always encourage. Start by just getting feedback from your employees.
So how did you find a charitable organization then that was right for your chapter?
Well, the first thing we did to find the right charity that was really making a difference, one of the things that we felt was important about the Boys and Girls Clubs of San Antonio is the event we sponsored, the Golden Gloves, had been around for a while, and it had just kind of fallen on hard times. There just wasn't anybody that was really championing it. So it was kind of easy for us to kind of come in and be the presenting sponsor and really turn the event around. And that was one of the things that made it such a viable option for us.
The San Antonio chapter of EO Community Outreach event supported the Boys and Girls Clubs of San Antonio, where youth from around the U.S. competed in a boxing tournament. The chapter raised over $50,000 U.S. Nice.
We caught up with Mark Eaton, professional speaker and ex-NBA All-Star at EO's Arizona University. Here he shares his personal tips to succeed. His advice can work in business, sports, and in your personal life.
Hi, my name is Mark Eaton of 7foot4.com, and this is your tip of the week. This is the first of 4 commitments of a winning team. The first commitment we're going to talk about this week is know your job. How many of you are trying to run around doing everything when there's really only one thing you can be great at? And if you're not doing that one thing, you're probably not succeeding. How many of us are guilty of this? To succeed in the business world today, you need to narrow your focus and intensify it. That's what I learned as an NBA player. Honor your role and the roles of others. That's the first secret and the first foundation of a winning team. Play to your strengths, you become great, and everyone else around you becomes great as well. Honor your role, play to your strengths. What's the one thing you're excellent at? That's what you need to focus on.
Hey, that wraps up another week of EOtv.
Thanks for joining us, and special thanks to Beth Zimmerman and Mark Eaton.
And of course, Mark D'Agostino and Rob Simmons. Can't forget about them.
Of course, no. Randall, I know our viewers are eagerly awaiting your parting thought of the week.
You know, I
Aren't
aim
ya?
to please Andrea.
Uh-huh.
Here we go. The greatest barrier to success is the fear of failure.
Beautiful. Simply put.
Just can't be scared, man. Go at it.
We'll see them next week. We'll see you next week.